Hi, this is Alex with Maple Leaf Coffee Roasters in Roselle. I'm here to talk about our September 2025 Club Coffee, a fun wash process coffee from Honduras. Check it out. So as a reminder, everyone, the Coffee Club program is something we do here at Maple Leaf, where we bring in a club members only coffee every month, roast it 3 different ways, sometimes build it around a certain theme, either a roasting theme or a coffee theme or something else. We try to bring in some things that are a little exotic, different, off the normal path, and give our club members a chance to experiment and go outside their usual boundaries when they're trying their coffee. We really like this program quite a bit. It gives me a chance to experiment and tinker, and it gives those club members, as I said, something new to try every month. This month we have a Honduran coffee from a coffee from Honduras that is a wash process coffee. And this is the one time a year that I usually run one of my little experiments where I do the same coffee several months in a row. And I'll do something where I'll have 2 different processing methods, or maybe even 3. I've done that a few times before, where I'll get the same coffee, but with a washed and a natural process, or maybe even washed natural and honey. I've done that latter experiment a few times over the course of the years. And my intention with this, this kind of thing is to show people the difference in flavor that the different processing methods have on the coffee itself. So we're doing both a washed and a natural process coffee for this next 2 months. This month we're starting out with the wash process coffee, which is what most folks in the general coffee drinking public are sort of used to drinking. As a brief reminder about the different processing methods, the wash process coffees are a type of coffee where they send it through a wash process, which is they use water in mesh screens to remove the coffee bean from the cherry. A natural process coffee is one where they use sun and time. They put the cherries out on parchment, let it dry in the sun, and then they pick it apart by hand to get the beans out of there. There's a little bit more nuance to those 2 different processes, and the honey process is sort of a mix between the 2. But just that's the kind of big difference in terms of the way it actually gets out of the cherry. As far as the effect on the flavor and the roasting it goes, a wash process coffee will generally be very consistent, uniform in shape, size, roasting, and flavor. You won't get a lot of exotic highs and lows, or a lot of fruity notes on it. You'll get a very even going, easy to drink, lower acidity compared to a natural process coffee. Whereas a natural process coffee, you'll get a lot of different sizes and shapes in the beans, more or less depending on the quality of the coffee itself. And you'll get a little bit more of an exotic flavor, a lot more of the fruity, deeper elements, a lot more complexity to the coffee that you can usually also pull a little bit of acidity out of those natural process coffees as well. There isn't a right or wrong for those 2 different processes. They just have a different effect on the flavor. So when I get a chance to try one of these experiments with the club, usually about once a year, it is fun to give people that reminder of what that different processing method does to the overall flavor. So didn't approach this coffee in any different kind of sense for the roasting. We have Honduran coffees usually once a year from our direct source import. This is not from our direct import location, but it is a fresh coffee for the 2024-2025 season. So very fresh coffee that was very simple, straightforward to roast, nothing exotic or off the normal path for me. And next month, I'll probably try to copy the settings as closely as I can so that I'm letting people compare kind of an apples to apples comparison between the 2 months. We're not doing a different roast style on one versus the other for the natural and the washed. So we did a normal, light, medium, and dark. The light roast this month has a kind of sharpness to it, and acidity that I think the normal light roast drinkers will enjoy quite a bit. Has a little bit of like a nutty tone to it, very subtle, more the honey cinnamon conventional Honduran coffee flavor profile. You do get a little bit of like a medium body, so it's not a super light coffee like you'd expect out of some African light roast coffees. Does have a kind of crisp, clean finish to it as well, and a little bit of like a lemon citrusy sort of element too. Not super strong, but it's there, and it gets more into the kind of lemon citrus tones as the coffee cools as well. Tiny bit of like a white chocolate flavor or aroma in the grounds too. Not super strong, but there's a nice complexity to this coffee that was also very easy to drink. And I think if you're a person that normally goes for those light roasts, if you like something with a little bit of a bite, or if you're just even light roast curious, but you are okay with something having a little bit of a turn of the screw to kind of be a little sharp, this would be a great coffee this month to give a shot to. Moving into the medium roast side of things, this coffee on the medium roast turns very different in terms of that acidity level. It really kind of drops off quite quickly. More of a chocolatey, fuller flavor. This is where we kind of lose some of those lemon citrusy notes unless the coffee is cool. When it's hot, you're not going to get that. You're going to get more of that milk chocolate, creamy, kind of subtly creamy, but almost powdery kind of texture to it in the taste. They're quite pleasant for a medium roast. I think if you're that medium roast person that normally likes to go for just a straight and simple medium roast coffee that has a kind of touch of brightness to it, so it's not super subdued, this would be a great coffee this month that has a lot of the conventional Honduran coffee flavors and that sweetness that's not too sugary sweet. It's not like a Colombian sweet where it's kind of got a pop to it. It's more of a richer sweet that I find quite enjoyable too. The dark roast, this is one of the types of dark roasts where you do get that roasty element to the coffee overall. You get the kind of smoky, richer bodied, fuller sweetness, the kind of touch of that caramel tone that you normally see out of some dark roast coffees. The fun thing about Honduran coffees as dark roasts is that they generally tend to be easier drinkers than some other Central American dark roast coffees, like something, say, from Nicaragua, that have a super rich body, kind of heavy feel to it. You get a weight in this coffee that is pleasant, but it's not super strong. It's one of the very digestible type of dark roasts that you'll ever see out of Honduran coffees. The thickness to it, that's kind of a multi-texture, those chocolatey notes are still there. They're not as strong as in that medium roast coffee. So you get the balance of a richer body, a fuller flavor with the roasty elements, but you still get a little bit of a character to it. So it's not completely a washed out dark roast kind of flavor. I think if you're the person that likes that fuller, thicker flavor, but you want something easier going, the dark roast this month will be a really easy coffee to choose. In fact, all three coffees this month, just to put a conclusion on it, are really great choices. I would recommend to all the club members this month to stick within your normal lane. That'll allow you to do a really good side-by-side comparison between this month and next month. Try not to go outside of your usual boundaries too much. All three have something really compelling and distinct to draw you in. So I think that the best choice will be whatever you normally go with off our normal shelves or in the club will be the best choice for you this month. So looking forward to everyone giving this a shot this month for September and coming back in October for the natural process version of this coffee. If you are interested in joining the coffee club, just make sure to shoot me a note or leave a comment in the video, and I'll be glad to reach out and get you on the wait list. So hope to catch you next month back for another great club coffee, and for this coffee specifically in the natural version next month in October. Take care.